Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back. It's time for more blueprints. I'm excited. We have officially unlocked half of the 8 safes. That is to say, 3 safes and a small gate, which we are supposed to count according to the rebus. Um, Thank you first off to T Exists here for the follow while I was offline. I really appreciate it. Um, Last time I took some notes. So last time we saw some hints in the aquarium about a filing cabinet in the archives and under the grill in the patio. So I'm excited to see what we can find there. We're also building up our understanding of. Oh yeah, I have $1 trillion today because I froze all my assets yesterday. Um, but I'm building up my knowledge base about the realm runes for each of the 8 realms to open the sanctum doors, which will tell me what order to visit them in. We could really make it rain on the shrine today. We could really make it rain on the shrine today. I think we're going to do that. Our current blessing is High Roller, which benefits shops. I'm gonna drop. Oh, I don't want to take back the gold. I see. It makes sense that I can only have one active blessing at a time. I should have thought about that. That's fine. I know for next time. So we want to draft archives, not too early, because the downside of archives is pretty bad. And we want to draft patio. Um, we also, the safes that I know of that I don't have an answer for are the. Where's my list of safes? They're here somewhere. Yes, the safe in the drafting room and the safe in the study. Um, I had the laundry room and the lab puzzle on this list, but those were for other stuff. I also need to find the microchips. Still, we have currently banked. We'll do spare bedroom. Ooh, dice. Yes. Currently banked, we have the emerald bracelet. Let's bedroom, which I am hanging on to for when we get a classroom or a schoolhouse day. Veranda's not bad. Especially because I would like some items. We're gonna wait to go up this way. I'd love to find shovel. We're gonna finish filling out the lower ranks. So there's our emerald bracelet, which I'm not gonna get today. Nursery is perfect. I'll take some cash. Don't see anything else in here. And that's it. We'll hallway to get a key. Just because we don't have a lot of East Wing access. I would also like to get master bedroom if possible, because I still haven't drafted that a single time. I've never been to that room. Alright. Hall closet's not bad here. There's our shovel. And silver key. So now we go dig up those spots in the veranda. We're sitting pretty with energy. Turnip. Beautiful. Coin. And I might unlock this. Let's do the commissary, because we get benefited for a shop. I guess I could have seen if they were selling the sledgehammer, which they are. We'll take the sleeping mask, because it's good synergy with our bedrooms. And I'll take the magnifying glass, because I want to be able to read or collect stamps, because those are super, super useful. Ooh, I wish that drawing room was the other way. Let's redraw. I wish that chapel was the other way, but chapel's fine. Gets us even more money. We are absolutely swimming in cash. Again, if that den was just rotated, it's still pretty good. I don't like spending all these 3 exit rooms this early, though. Now that's a good drawing room. Gets us foundation access. Okay, no items in here. We can dig in foundation. This would be extra beneficial if we had kennel, but it's perfectly serviceable. Is there only 2 dig spots here today? Turnip's fine. I like turnip. Alright. Go back this way. Yeah, I'll just use a regular key. Honestly, we got 2 exits from Foundation. Let's just use a dead end here. Let's get it out of the way. And we get our key back. It's a net neutral. Now you... No, I'm going to use a regular key. I'll use the special key on the north door if it needs one. Let's... Corridor. West Wing Hall, because I want to see if we can get patio out here. So I need more wing rooms. Ladyships. Showroom. We could actually afford shit in the showroom as well. And we get more dice for it. The moon pendant I just purchased. I was gonna look at it, but that's fine. Silver spoon. I mean, the moon pendant's always good, because it just lets me keep shit. Silver spoon's not bad. And then Master Key is good, but I'm gonna wait to buy it. Just in case. Because if we get, like, Bookshop or something, I could buy the last books. Just use a regular key. Observatory, get another star. Slowly building up my star repertoire. We get our key back. Apples are extra tasty today. And we get entrance hall chests, which I'm probably never going back for. Do I have night in the observatory? Do I have that on my chest list? I do. Alright. Head this way. May as well do parlor. And then we'll back. The blue box is empty if it is false. The black box is false. The above statement is false. the black box is true and it contains the gems. So if you're true, then you must be true, which is fine because it doesn't say anything about what happens if it's true, which means you must be fully false, which is not allowed. So you can't be true. You must be false, which means you are false, which means you are fully true, which is not allowed. Wait. If you are false, that means the black box... Oh, then the compound statement, the black box is true and it contains the gems, is not true. So either it's not true or it's empty. You can't be false if you're true. If you're false, you can't be false because this can't be fully anything. So you must be true. And if you're true, that means you're empty, which means the gems are here. Yeah, there we go. Get some gems. All right, back to foundation. I think I'll use my silver key if I gotta use a key. No key. Security. We'll set security doors to low. And offline mode to unlocked. Now, how many... We only have one mechanical room. So mechanarium's bad. Dining room is good. Because it also means we get lunchbox, which automatically activates. We get 20 because of silver spoon. We have so much fucking energy. These don't have rubies in them, so they're not a mechanism. We have some petty cash over here. Let's go back this way. I want to try and get access to the lower ranks again. Pantry is exactly what I needed. And doubled extra tasty apple gives me 10. Just use a regular key. We got a conference room. I want master bedroom, but it cuts us off too early. Well, we can't open that. That's unfortunate. Where did I see that the conference room notes were in the office safe? But that didn't seem correct. I didn't see them there, so maybe that was just a lie. Patio. We wanted patio. That puts gems in the veranda, which I don't really care about. So this is under the grill. There's a little X. But I don't see anything to do there. Nothing. This might be the barren tile. Oh, I will take metal detector, though. There was like an X under the grill. In the aquarium, but I don't... maybe that changes every... Okay, we're gonna use our silver key here. Redraw. I want to try and get something that'll give me access to up. We can deal with gymnasium. We have so much energy. I honestly do not mind. Never mind, this is also a keycard door. I'm not allowed to enter that slot, it seems. Redraw. Office is good. Actually, conference room means the patio spread it into the conference room. So we'll be able to collect all that shortly. So let's spread Golden Estate. And then I don't think we have any staff rooms to run payroll for. No. Ah, there you are. I'll take free gem. Courtyard gets us some dig spots. And a free sledgehammer. Nice. I didn't even have to buy for one of the commissary. Honestly, freezer would rule in this to just carry over my additional cash. E there. Perfect. Dormitory gets us a lot of energy. Because it's a bedroom and everything else. Okay. I still haven't opened her ladyship's diary. Wonder where I get the key for that. You. I want to dig you. Let me in. There's no buttons or nothing I can push, hey? Oh, look at all this cash. Oh my god, and the gems from spreading in green rooms. Oh, look at me, I'm flush. I'm flush with cash. Alright, this is probably going to be locked. Yeah. This would have been a good use of my silver key, but we are not punished. We get passageway. Master bedroom, please. Ah. The study has a safe. Walk-in closet's really good, though. And there's our security key card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just the 4. If there's any clothes, or just not clothes, clues. Although the clothes could be clues. About her ladyship in here. Not that I can tell. If we hit rank 8, we can dip back real quick to get a boiler room. Dinner will be served. And we can dip back to get dinner and hit the keycard door. Dinner is... Oh, this is a new one. I haven't seen this before. Country stew pie. Well... Yes. So we get 60 for this? Because of Silver Spoon? Oh my god. That's heinous. That is a heinous amount of energy. I can double back all I want now. Reading Nook is just a key, which is useful. Locker room, sauna, and pump room. I honestly don't hate that. Locker room could be really good. And we get these. Oh, 5 keys. Perfect for if we do get the locker room. Is that everything here? No, there is more on the edge here. Yeah, there it is. A single coin. Can't miss that now. Now, if I have a locker room, it lets me put on the shorts, I think. Which is not really necessary because we've drained the pool, but... We've never gotten to make use of the Cloister of Ea. If we did this, we could power the pump room, which we don't really need to do, because that just let us use the external tank, which we already filled. So I think we Cloister. We open that. It's because we have the shovel, so we can dig all this stuff. Nice, we make our key back. I also was looking, we have, I think only one angel that we haven't named, which is the angel with the riding crop. We have every other angel named. Let's wait on that. Do this door first. Music room doesn't have a fireplace. The kitchen, I think, does. But that closes us off. I mean, both of these close us off. Let's redraw. That was my last die. Whoops. We'll do a billiard room puzzle. $16. All right, 12 minus 9 is 3. Times 10 is 30. Divided by 15 is 2. 3 times 7 is 21. Minus 3 is 19. No, is 18. Uh, 11 times 3 is 33. Minus 13 is 20. 2 keys. Nah, nothing good back here. Alright. Let's draft this one. I want something with a lot of doors. This is bad. We may as well kitchen because we'll get dig spots. Kitchen doesn't have a fireplace, it has an oven. Damn. Okay, well, we've seen the main course. Side steps for every green room. We only have a couple of those. And we can't get off to the west unless we open the west antechamber door, which is the west. We would need to open both the east and west levers, which are in the secret garden and great hall, respectively. And I don't have the key to the secret garden, so our options are limited. Yeah, and we'd have to gamble on dark room, which I guess we may as well. I guess we can redraw. We're gonna gamble on dark room. I'm just gonna spend 3 gems since we're basically at the end of the day. And we got attic, which has a lot of stuff in it, but none of it really is useful. So we probably just spend the rest of our money in the showroom on the odds that we get to get something to carry over. Because we have the Rogue Moon Pendant. I mean, all this stuff is going to dilute my chances of bringing Master Key over or whatever. But yeah, we run to the showroom, and then back to the entrance. So back through passageway. I gotta go this way. Security takes us down through the foundation. There wasn't an object here, was there? No. Actually, just I can check and see if there's stuff I missed. 2 trunks, yeah, in the main entrance. That's fine. We'll head back there anyway. So showroom is out through corridor and then south in the hall. Because I should just spend all my money today, because I'm not going to get to keep it. Oh. I'll buy the Trophy of Wealth. For buying out the entire showroom. I'll take an achievement. Alright, back through corridor to foundation, and then den, chapel, commissary, veranda. I love that I even saved 1 coin on buying the trophy because of my coupon book. Free stuff, please. Car keys. Not super useful. 3 gems. Not super useful. So I can't actually do anything here. I can get more energy just by dipping in nursery because of my sleep mask. Okay, so we can see about the grotto. We can try some stuff here. So, our, what about, oh my god, that worked. I was like, what if we just do Anne Babbage, because she's the, like, head lady. So it looks like she doesn't have access to, she doesn't have permissions. Aha! Your additional delisted. Alright. Most drafted room laboratory. Lead lab technician for Cinca. Set up estate terminals in Blackbridge network. More R. Alright, so let's write these down. This is a very good use of our time. Alright, so Moore R is an admin. And lead lab technician for Cinca. Lab tech for Cinca. Excellent. Tom K. Recent transfer from Cinca, former executive assistant to H.S. Sinclair, full admin privileges. So, Tom K. Full admin. Transfer from Cinca, executive assistant to H.S. Sinclair. Assistant Assistant to HS. And Babbage, house manager. Best drafted room office. Author of all personnel notes. So. Personnel manager. Not H. Temporary admin. Most drafted room servant quarters. The Baron's valet for 20 years, substituting for Mr. Moore until we can find a suitable assistant admin. Interesting. So... temp... admin. Baron's valet. And you are expired. Then Denny Ravane, former groundskeeper. Terminated March 1992 for suspicion of blackmail and not watering the plants. Wow, yeah, those are the same severity. Okay. Groundskeeper terminated for blackmail. Expired. All right, well, in that case, let's go ahead and sign in as Moore R. Hopefully he doesn't have a password. Wow, great systems admin. Terminal timeout settings. How long a computer terminal stays connected to the network without disconnecting from the server. Default setting immediate requires a new connection each time the user attempts to log into the network. 1 month. Email settings. Give everyone an email access. I've read all the emails. Check connection off-site. Inbound, outbound connections, and electronic mail communications outside of the local network have been temporarily disabled. Okay. Admin logs. The last cables have been finally laid. The office terminal's been connected to the central network. Given the ever-changing nature of the rooms on the estate, we chose to install the server outside of the house to maintain connection stability at all times. A small cavern off the eastern drive was selected for the server site. All remaining computer terminals on the estate are now connected to the network mainframe, and we will now begin testing remote access capabilities between them. I've also asked the Baron to come up with a name for the network, presumably Blackbridge. After some deliberation, our network has been named Blackbridge, a somewhat ominous name for the project given the legend from which the term derives, though very fitting considering we chose an actual cave to house the mainframe. I only hope that our servers do not suffer the same fate that befell those in the story. Interesting. Regular maintenance report fixed a connection error that was occurring between the office and security terminal. We've also added electronic mail capabilities to each terminal that can be accessed via the network. Recording capabilities of all cameras on the estate have been disabled. Additionally, the existing video playback functionality on the security terminal has also been removed. Deleted log, deleted log. Deleted, 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 deleted. As requested yesterday, a new admin key created, though the requested name doesn't quite fit with our typical length formatting. Huh. Effective immediately, all electronic mail capabilities have been restricted and that can only be accessed via the office terminal. All the terminal inboxes have been archived and can only be restored via admin control. Temporary access to the mainframe in Blackbridge Grotto has been restored to perform routine maintenance. Temporary access has been restored to routine maintenance. Updated access privileges for the following account types. Admin access, full access to all features. Personnel access, access to user database. Archive access, full access plus access to archived admin logs and deleted database entries. Okay, so I want archive access. RTA is down while we work on a solution to reported terminal connection failures. RTA is working again. Terminal connections tested and confirmed functional. To make future testing easier, added ability to access offline terminals through the RTA when Blackbridge is open. One temporary admin key has been added to the network. Rod H. Admin key deactivated. Tom K. Added new data management features to Blackbridge. Updated user database. Changing of the guard. In preparation for Simon's arrival, inbound and outbound messages, as well as offsite connections from outside the estate, have been disabled per the instructions left by the Baron himself. Alright. Data files. Import trophy data. Oh, right, because one of the trophies is to, like, hit room 46 on day one, I think. So obviously you can't do that in the same file as everything else. Duplicate save data, clear save data, create backup, restore from backup. Alright, let's try Tom K, another full admin. Three additional delisted admin keys. You don't have... Yeah, you don't have archive access. Okay, yeah. So I think this is going to be the same Tom K. And then we have the two expired Revad, D, and Rot H. But there's another one that doesn't fit with the traditional naming schemes. Let me just take a look at exactly how it was worded. New admin key created, though the requested name doesn't quite fit with our typical length formatting. $725.87. How does that fit in with our other dates? Is that near anything important that I have? Let's see. 725.87. The foreman had some notes on 725. But I don't think that was 87. I think that was earlier. We could try, like... How about, like, Herbert S. Or, I mean, what's my list of people? Simon M. Or I guess it would be Sinclair H. Or Marigold S. Marigold M? I'm thinking if it doesn't fit with the length, it might be because it's like the full name and not the not the abbreviated one. Because it specifically says it doesn't fit with the length, not that it doesn't fit with the schema. Okay, we still need to find some microchips. Don't know where those would be. Um. Hmm. Let's go back here. I want to go to the underground and poke around. Because I have so much energy, I want to see if I can do something with it. Okay? And this was Foreman Log. Yeah, this is in 1915, was Foreman Log 3. There was reference to Blackbridge as a story, like a legend. And what befell the characters in the story was not good. But it did have to do with a cave. Yeah, this is 7/25, 1915. Foreman's copy of Realm and Moon, which is just an incomplete version of the one in the library. But this is where we got the non-red Marshall Fog situation. So, did we try Marshall Fog with nuance? Because we know green airship. Green airship Marshall Fog, maybe? Head through here. Get to the underground. We can actually use the boat now that I'm finished with this. I'm going to remember to put it back this time, rather than get myself stuck. I mean, I have foundation access, but... Yeah, so these are the 1918. So this is Foreman's Log 608. This is the last one. Or one of the last ones. And that was all done under Baron Tomas Sinclair, I believe. Or maybe Baron Edwin Sinclair. But I was thinking maybe the foreman had admin access, but the timeline doesn't match up, and also we don't know the foreman's name, so... Nuance is over here. So let's see. We had you as green airship. Let's try green airship Marshall Fog. Is that Marshall or Tribal? That's Marshall. Okay. That's Fog. And then we want airship is like sun rays. Like that. And then green is little slashes. Like that. Okay. So that is not nuance. It's not Fen, it's not Arinda. It could be Morajai, it could be Arch, it's not Iraja. So it's either Morajai or Arch. I keep saying Morajai, it's probably Morahai. Like Hyali. My other thought of something we could try is the puzzle box in Fen. Because I never solved this. Now this has white and orange. Orange, we believe, is Kararika. And I don't believe we have white assigned to a nation. We don't know much about Kararika, unfortunately. But orange takes on the color of whatever is most next to it. So how do I get this? Like, how do I move these oranges? Is what I'm thinking. The grays are nothing. They don't do anything. And if I move that, it unreds it. Because I can't... I mean, I've screwed myself now, but... I can't move these. Oh, I think I might have to make one of them green. So, like, if I do, like, this... There we go. And then what I can do is I can do that. Pull you down. Swap you over here. Oh, no, okay, so I have to make one green and one black. How do I make it black? Because I only have the one black. I can turn the white to black, but it also turns my black to red at the same time. Make one green. It's a toughie. Right, and clicking white just turns it gray. If I had a way to get it not adjacent to red, maybe if it was just to two grays and a black, it would absorb black. How would I get it next to... Yeah, I feel like I want more... I want more rules before I attempt that. So what we'll do is... we got these two both solved, but I have a Morahai box in there that I can't resolve. Nuance is not martial fog. What are my other options? Industrial. Could be industrial. They have airships, so industrial seems appropriate. And maybe stormy, because it's like the white seas, they said. Let's try industrial stormy. Oh, I wanted it green. That's fine, actually. We have to change it anyway. This is what changes the rays. This is rain. So we'll try industrial rain first. And then we'll try industrial stormy. This is maybe not how you're supposed to solve it, but... Okay. Oh, damn it. I did the wrong one again. That's stormy. Okay, it's not industrial stormy or industrial rain. We're gonna leave that until we know more. I have to make sure to bring my boat back. We also have more keys we can get. Where are my keys? King on this throne, the station, a station of your own. There's one in the vault, but we don't have the vault key. There's one in the clock tower, which had a puzzle, which I think is related to opening the levers. There's also backup levers for the antechamber doors somewhere. Maybe they're behind that door in the grotto in Blackbridge Cave. That feels like an appropriate place to put them. Alright, I can't get out this way. Alright, let's call it a day. And in fact, it's a good point to take a quick 5. We'll pick up with day 49, day 50 in just a moment. Day 49. Maybe we'll do Schoolhouse. Maybe we'll get Schoolhouse today. That would be cool. Alright. I'll see you all in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking around during the break. It looks like Twitch had a little blip. So apologies if things are not timed properly. If anything's wonky, just refresh the page. That usually fixes it. I love my allowance of 34 coins. Schoolhouse? Schoolhouse! Let's do it. No shit. Unfortunate. Alright, today is a day of learning, of building skill, of maybe finally solving the gallery puzzle. I like library. We've read all those books. I think we get our first classroom. We just gotta start drafting these. It's not great angling. Oh, what do I have? Magnifying glass and coin purse. Den is good because it gets us a gem. I'd love to pick up coat check. I can't afford to spend gems not on classrooms. Security keycard is huge. Another classroom. Free apple. And then from here we can redraft. So I need something with an exit. Hallway's good, it gets us a key. I think we go with hallway. Don't like that we're losing options here. Chapel's fantastic for us. Chapel is just free. I only have one gem left. Let's spare bedroom. Parlor has a 3-gem prize. Parlor is huge. It cut off 2 drafting slots, but Parlor is huge. The gems are in the black box, the gems are in the white box, so you can't be fully true. You could be fully false, which is place the gems here. This is not an empty box. The gems are not in the black box. The statement is true. The above statement is false. So if this is true, then it's true. If it's false, then it's false. Okay, so this is an allowed statement. So either this is true, false, or false, true. So one of these is fully false and one is fully true. If you are fully true, you can't be. So you must be fully false, which places the gems in the blue box. And you are fully true. Yeah, so the gems are here. 3 gems. That's huge. It's hoping for classroom. I'll take pantry. As much as I want that gem from the storeroom. We'll come back to that. We have options. We don't have to spend our key just yet. So we, I believe, have gotten up to the 4th grade before. Coat check! Coat check is huge. Gems are now not a concern. Can't get this classroom. We're actually fucked. We're totally porked. That really sucks. That really, really sucks. Damn. Well, time to go put my emerald bracelet back in the coat check and try for schoolhouse another day. Oh, that sucks. Hi, Poppy. Welcome. Wait, hold on. Wait, no. Hold on. We got this. I almost totally porked this, but we have a key card, which means we have one option remaining to us. Because we have our boat and the reservoir is full now, we can sail across. I should have put classroom instead. I totally forgot. We have reverse foundation access. Something I have never used because we had the reservoir drained for so long. I can go back up and across to the foundation, which is huge. I've literally never used this before. That's the chess puzzle. But what we can do is go up through the secret passage in the Arinda Realm Rune. The Arinda Realm Rune room. The reservoir here. We take the boat across. Then we can go up this way to the storeroom. Through here. You can use the key card to call the elevator. Which we can ride up into Foundation instead of the other way around. And we can draft from Foundation. Meaning the two halves of the house literally don't have to be connected. Which is insane to me. Because I've only ever dreamed of this moment. That's locked. I only have one key, so I gotta be really careful. That's locked. Please tell me you're not locked. Okay. Storeroom gets us another key. I think we storeroom. The gems don't matter because I have my bracelet. Now the thing is, if I run out of energy to hook back around, I might not be able to store my bracelet again, so this could be it. Alright, let's draft here. The classroom. So this should be 3rd grade, which is unfortunate. If I drafted that other classroom, this would be 4th grade, which would be useful, maybe. Dining room is huge. That gets us energy back. We have to dining room. That's so powerful. With the lunchbox. Now, if this is locked, we're fucked. It's not locked. Thank God. We can't go classroom here, unfortunately. I think we just should go cloister. Cloister is free. We don't have a... That's locked. Please don't be locked. Okay. We need the key. We get a treasure map. We don't have a shovel yet, but... And the treasure is... rank 8, column 2. So just southwest of Antechamber. Boudoir is good for rerolls. Dormitory could have stuff in it. And dormitory is basically infinite energy. There's literally nothing in dormitory. Oh, there's a key. That's actually really useful. The dormitory is literally infinite energy because all the classrooms count as drafting rooms. Hi, Merle. Welcome. Keys are good here. Billiard room. I mean, music. We have to go music room. It's the only one that gets us access. I'll take silver key. I will take a regular key. All right. Please, please, please. We gotta go gymnasium. Get running shoes. Can we draft? Get to the east wing. We can draft a bunch of classrooms. We don't have a ton of options for them right now. Let's use our silver key here. Courtyard guarantees that we get some unlocks. We can go get dinner now. Shovel is huge. Shovel's absolutely huge. Turnip. Oh, get our energy back. Let's see. Flip this way. Classroom, please. Classroom. All right, this is grade 4, which is geography. So we have Kararika, Morahai, Vera. We know nothing about Vera, which is a little worrying to me. And then Arinda, Aries, Archeries, Araja, and Nuance. There's only... Right, okay, there's 7 countries, but Arinda, Aries is now Fen Aries, so that makes 8. That's why we started in Arinda and ended in Fen. Museum in Fen. Colossus, Arinda. Holly. Horus. Interesting. Alright. Classroom? You are locked. But I get to redraft from you. And we know that the other courtyard is. I love classroom here. Classroom. All right, this is officially new information. Grade 5. Art class, yes! This is exactly what I wanted. This will help us solve the gallery puzzle. Let me get my apple. Draw 2 things that share all but one letter of their name. Right, this is the... Oh. Oh no, I think this is a guide to the rebus, which I've already solved. Two and tooth. Corn and acorn. Root and robot. Yeah, it's in the middle. Didn't think about that one, did you? All right, so that's unfortunately not super valuable. I think we draft from classroom instead of courtyard here, as long as this is locked. It's locked. So we draft from courtyard, and we have to hope that this gives us a straight passage, like corridor would be great. We are porked. That's unfortunate. We don't have any further exits, do we? Let's draft observatory just to get a free star, because that'll help us going forward. The sail. And the slice. Alright. And that guarantees we can go back to... something noted here? It's 20 stars as Florealis. don't know how many stars is the spiral. I hope it's not like 50 or something. Okay. So we do have enough energy, however. Oh, we can open this as well. And dig these. We can go return our emerald bracelet and bank it for another day, because we got plenty of energy. In fact, we still haven't eaten dinner, which is a roast quail, a stuffed wild quail. We don't have a trophy room, but it doesn't matter. We still get 20 energy. All right. Then from here, may as well dig these. Key to the secret garden. Neat. A regular key. Yeah, so if I had dug that, I would have the key, and I could have drafted from classroom then. Damn. I forgot to dig in foundation, and that screwed me. So we've seen up to grade 5 now. There are 9 classrooms to draft. 8 of which are grades, and then the final one is some sort of test. So we take our boat back across, make sure that we have it for next time, if we get in this predicament. And then I want to bank my... Oh, wrong way. I want to bank my emerald bracelet for our next schoolhouse run, because that's huge. So huge. Oh, not that way. This way, and then we make a left. So we're gonna go put the bracelet in coat check and then call it a day. Start over again. God, this game is so good. I was really hoping that art class would help us solve the gallery puzzle, though, as opposed to the rebus, which I already solved because there was another note to it. This I still haven't been able to get to. I don't know if that's meant to be opened at some point. It's boarded up rather than sealed with some sort of door, which makes me think that I might not be able to access it. Okay. Looks like clear skies, actually. Doesn't tell us much about the society, though. Coat check is straight up through hallway and chapel. That kind of looks like a realm room with the, like, rays. But it also is just kind of a sun motif on all of this. Alright. Check our bracelets. I guess I could go dig up the secret buried treasure in the observatory, but I honestly don't care. It'll just mean money and gems that I can't spend, so... I don't have a single shop today. West-facing campus. We could have gotten up to grade 6 if I had remembered that I have reverse foundation access. Okay, I'm actually going to check something. So first of all, I'm going to draft my outer room like normal, but before I draft any rooms, I want to see if this is still blocked. Because it's blocked up in the same way that... Okay, it is. It looks like the same kind of boarding up that happens when you draft a room that has an exit that points in a direction where you've already drafted a room that doesn't have an exit. Like an invalid doorway kind of thing, so I wondered if maybe if I hadn't drafted anything, it would be open, but it doesn't appear so. We'll do Shrine. So I believe my blessing is run out. So let's drop a cool 20 in there. High roller again. Maybe I shouldn't be dropping so much in the shrine because I'm always getting a high roller. I'm not getting any of the other blessings. I should put like 5 in the shrine and see what happens. I just have so much money because I keep getting allowance tokens. Alright, hall closet. I will absolutely start with running shoes. Thank you very much. Okay. I was like, oh wait, there's symbols for Arinda and Fen Ares underneath my permanent additions. Those are the sanctum doors I've opened. Or I've solved. So I think maybe we try and get the aquarium. We'll do this for the boon. Because the aquarium had hints for other rooms that I didn't have. Well, you know what? I checked the patio, but I haven't checked the archives yet. So we should try and draft archives today. Oh, also, Merle, I wanted to thank you for donating to my Ko-Fi the other day. Forgot to thank you on stream. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Ever since I got the Blessing of the Bishop, there's never been loot in here. I think because I'm always stealing it. I get it for free. Well... Right. I also should relook at the list of stuff in the... Pool is good. The list of stuff in the... What is it even called? Office. Pool parlor. I've been spending gems like crazy. We should fix that. So there's a bunch of other stuff. This box has gems. False statements have less than 6 words. That's not true. A statement with an odd number of words is always true. The gems are in the box with the most words. Okay, well, this is the box with the most words. So, a statement with an odd number of words is always true. So that's odd. So it could be true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's nothing to say that even numbered statements are false. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So odd number of words can't always be true because then both of these would be true, which is not allowed. So the top statement here is false. The bottom one could still be true. Which means this can't be... This could be fully false. It can't be fully true. This can't be fully true. And it can't be fully false. Which means this has to be fully false. Which means this has to be fully true. Thank you. Easy peasy. Back up through the pool here. West Wing Hall is nice. Den gets us a gem and is the same as West Wing Hall. Hallway gets us a key, which we are settingly low on. Passageway's really good, and we have the gems for it. Archives. This is what I wanted. That's the bottom drawer of a filing cabinet between two bookshelves, if I remember correctly. I don't know if there is a filing cabinet between two bookshelves. In the way that it was depicted. Now this, I read this, but I don't remember. It's publisher Philip White were 2 of 3 dozen names appeared on a leaked dossier naming them a person of interest in the Trinzel bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Now, a group has come forth. It is widely believed by the authorities to be the work of the insurgent group RLCF, who also call themselves the Children of Blackwater. Black Bridge was a thing. She disappeared February 22nd of 87. Jones! Of course, her last name is Jones. Not Marigold. So Jones M or Jones S could be good guesses. September 2nd, the jewels were stolen. So it doesn't seem like any of these filing cabinets have interact points on them. Which is frustrating, because this was my... I was so sure that this was going to be the answer. And then patio was the other one. Let's do the archives plan, just for fun. Oh, let's guess bedroom. Take that. Nursery's not bad. Then Red Prince was alleged to be a political allegory, presumably about the government of Fen. But it was actually at least claimed to be about us. Our character. This won't affect us currently. So we'll draft the bedroom instead. Because we don't have boiler room connected or any power source connected to the vents there. We'll draft observatory. Again, just getting more stars is always good. And we get 5 gems and a key. Diamondus Major and Clavis. Hell yeah. Up this way. Fuck it. I'll take the archive plan. It's a shop. Oh, it's the key shop. Can I have a major key? And a lockpick kit. What's our major key today? Silver key. I love to purchase. I love to buy. Alright. Yep, just go down the hallway to the den. We'll keep drafting up. Dining room is not bad. Dining room's actually pretty nice. Some energy back. Let's redraw. I need something that will actually take me up through. Corridor is perfect. Get our lunch. West Wing Hall is perfect. Can't pick it. Let's just use a regular key. Save our silver key. Music room is really good. We get secret garden key. And a regular key. I'm gonna use my silver key here. Mechanarium. What do I have? I don't have any mechanical rooms, so this wouldn't be very useful at all. Let's go with this one. Why not? Rotunda. Hey, that's a good one. We'll do commissary. Salt shaker, compass, shovel, sledgehammer. We'll leave those for now. Gymnasium's not terrible. It gets foundation access and East Wing access. Or Eastern access. Okay, cool. I was like, oh no, a security door, but it was the one that we get to open for free. Because we have foundation there. Let's use a regular key. Secret garden key wouldn't work here anyway. I want a spare bedroom. I'd love to draft master bedroom. Ooh, let's redraw. I'd like something that can get us access to the southern ranks, because Rotunda has more northern access. Well, Maid's Chamber. It counts as a bedroom. So we get our little nursery buff. Is there something I can interact with here? Thought I saw my cursor change for a moment. And just imagined it. Alright, pantry's not bad. Oh, I should have used my secret garden key. Secret garden would be really good here. Fuck it, we'll take... I don't have gems. We'll take this one. Oh, sauna. And we get a gem. It's not bad. Buffs our energy for tomorrow. I should have used secret garden key. That was a foolish oversight on my part. I don't have shovels, so there's no point in going in foundation. use Secret Garden Key here. Well, not if it doesn't give me an option. We can rotate, so we can get a good billiard room. One. 3 times 5 is 15 minus 13 is 2. 20 divided by 1 times 1 minus 4 is 16, which is over here. 20 times 2 is 40, minus 20 is 20, divided by 5 is 4. Silver key. Not bad. Boudoir's not bad. Can't afford vault. Just go boudoir. Gets us some rerolls. Dinner is served. Free gem. We have the energy. We'll head back to Rotunda just to make sure that we have as much option for this to be a good spawn as possible. We will use our silver key. Unholy gift shop. We could rotate the gift shop to get us access to the northwest corner. Let's do that. One more. There we go. So we don't need it to go to the boudoir as well. Okay, we'll hold off on that. The regular key. Need something that goes straight. Can't afford Vea. We need Great Hall to open the east lever. And then the south lever is where again? Greenhouse, which we... the odds of us getting east... Great Hall and Greenhouse in those 2 slots are very low. I think we have to gamble on this. And it's walk-in closet. Did I miss something? Didn't feel like 4 items. Alright, our last key. Gamble on the archive. Ah. Unfortunate. Don't even have a shovel to dig. Alright. What can we buy here at the gift shop before we reset? A t-shirt. It just looks nice. Commissary, locksmith, kitchen, none of those will carry over. Let's call it a day. Reset. But, of note, we didn't find anything in the archives at the indicated location, which makes me think that maybe it's different every day. So I'll have to try and draft the aquarium. I haven't seen it for a bit. Get our sauna buff. It's a good start. Alright. I would love Schoolhouse. I would love another shot at our classroom situation. We'll do Road Cellar. Man, I wish this came with a shovel. That would be really nice. We still need to draft furnace and freezer adjacent to each other. We need to solve the clock tower puzzle. We need to solve the gallery puzzle. Oh, parlor. I like to parlor early. The blue box has exactly one true statement. The gems are in the blue box. The white box has exactly one true statement. The black box has no true statements. The gems are not in the black box. The above statement is true. Okay, so these can both be true or both be false. And you can't... This has to be fully either true or false. Do either of these have to be mixed? If the black box has no true statements, then that means both of these are true and the gems aren't here. The white box has exactly one true statement, has to be false. We know that this has to have either two true statements or no true statements. So this is false. The black box has no true statements. If that's true, that would make this fully true and this fully false. The blue box has exactly one true statement. Can't be false if the black box has no true statements is true. Because the top one is false. Wait, if the top one is false and the bottom one is true, that would make the top one true. So this has to be false, false. Which means that this has at least one true statement. The top one is false, so the bottom one must be true, which is puts the gems here. Yes! Okay, we're back on our game. I haven't fucked it up yet. We'll commissary for the blessing. And to see what they have. It looks like they got gems, shovels, keys, and salt shakers. Should buy a shovel, actually. Considering we're gonna see a lot of dig spots today. Thank you, Root Cellar. I love these unimpressive pebbles. And this is 83. Clara Epson passed away. We'll guest bedroom. It's free energy. And we get a compass. Compass. Library's not bad. We're swimming in cash, so I can buy the last couple books from the bookshop. Oh, the gallery. Don't have magnifying glass, so the drafting studio is... Alright, so we need 90 combined. The Curse of Blackbridge! That's so important. 90 total gold to buy both those, but at least 40 to buy one. Alright, let's head back to the main hall. I'd love to buy those and then rent one. Or check out one. Observatory, we get a star. Yeah, why not? So 20 stars now. This should get us the Floralis, Bloom of the Sky. Take bedroom. Sleep mask. Very good. More bedroom synergy. We'll billiard room for the puzzle. And was there a dig spot in here? Didn't see one. Back behind the bar. Let's see, 16. 13 minus 10 is 3 times 3 is 9. 20 times 2 is 40, minus 20 is 20, divided by 5 is 4. This feels like the same puzzle we did yesterday. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 5 is 15, divided by 3 is 5. 2 keys. Good show. Drawing room's pretty good here. Don't see any treasure. So let's just go here. Chapel is a good east wing room. Yeah, we'll just chapel. And it gets us the cash we need. Hey! We finally got some loot in chapel. 2 dig spots. Lovely, and all garbage. Boy, would I love master bedroom here. Little storeroom. Oh my goodness. The dig spots. The dig spots. Key is good. Another key. Some coins. That's 60. We need 30 more coins to afford both books. And I'm not going to run back and buy them until I have the cash for all of it. Here's a key. Freezer. And then we furnace. Please, furnace. I can redraw once. I don't think I can spend gems. I'm just gonna redraw until we get furnace. Please give me furnace. Please give me furnace. Kennel. Well, this has some. This is. We got a chance. Hi, doggy. Because we have 2 more spaces we could potentially drop furnace. Please. No furnace. Get a key, though. Okay, please. No furnace. Alright. And I can't spend my gems. Not gonna be able to buy my books either, because I can't spend my money. Because I'm a fool who banked on being able to drop the furnace there. We might as well spare bedroom. Oh, we can reverse into foundation again! I'm so smart! We could back into foundation again! God, I love having this setup. It's so good. Oh, I can dig, before we go do that, I should dig root cellar. Because maybe I'll get a bunch of keys or, whatever. Stuff. Free items. A rock. Okay, good start. A rock. A can. I think I actually can't dig up coins now because it's frozen. So I think all that just gets converted to trash. Hey, turnip's not bad. Turnip and key is not bad. I'm gonna sip my soda pop. While we scoot on over. It's reverse foundation time, y'all. Reverse foundation adventure. I so desperately want to fucking finally solve this stupid freezer puzzle. Because I half solved it, but I didn't... It wasn't warm enough to melt the chest, the ice chest. It only melted the stuff on the shelves. Okay, this next door is chest puzzle. Then the one after it is a realm ruin room. There we go. Zip on up here. Are you fucking kidding me? I swear I took the boat back across. I swear I did. How is it over there? I swear I took it back across. I promise. I did. I did. Okay, well, I guess we have to call it a day then. I brought it back across. I remember bringing it back across. I swear I didn't leave it there. Oh my god. Cursed by my hubris. At least we saved the money from yesterday, so... With a chapel and a bookshop, we can buy those books easy. Or if we get Schoolhouse, it's a good start to Schoolhouse Day with 4 gems. We actually don't even need the chapel. We have 86 already just from our allowance. And I need to bring the boat back the fuck across today. I forgot to check if my blessing is still active, so I don't know if Shrine is worth anything. We'll tool shed. Sledgehammer's really good. We'll save us on keys. Oh, this is new. Gear wrench. Each time you draft a mechanical floor plan, you may permanently adjust its rarity. Hell yeah. I've never gotten the wrench before. That is my first time picking up that item. Alright, so the goal now is going to be to get foundation access so I can bring my boat back across. Storeroom is fine to start. So I want to try and get library and bookshop today so that I can buy those last 2 books. Hallway. Just get us a little breath because we're a little tight on the other side. Oh, pantry. Let me check my blessing. Okay, I do still have Blessing of Hyrule. So it's good that I didn't do Shrine today. We'll do Billiard Room, because I know there's also a trophy for doing a certain number of Billiard Room puzzles. And if we're not doing a Schoolhouse Day, I don't need to prioritize gems. 14. 1 plus 3 squared is 16. 20 minus 18 is 2. The ones just don't matter. Alright, 10 divided by 10 is 1, times 4 is 4, squared is 16, plus 1 is 17. Secret Garden, which I can't use from here, but we're getting there. Let's do security. And then it's currently commonplace. Honestly, I'm fine leaving it at commonplace. That sounds like a good rarity for this room. Laboratory is good. It's currently... Oh, wait, it was currently standard. Just leave it at standard. I think that, again, is a good place for it. Any items, any loot, before I start my experiment. See, this says complete thaw at like 17, but that's what I had before, and it didn't thaw the icebox. Oh, is M. Randolph, is he someone on my list of... He's not, but he is a Synca technician. So I should try... Rand M might be worth a try. I'll write it down. Next time I'm out there, I'll try it. Rand M? Question mark? Oh, let's set our experiment first. Love to get stars. Set your steps to 40. Spread dirt on the driveway, gain 1 star. Let's do the next 3 times you open a lab truck, because we have a sledgehammer, so. And now this will just stay on the network for a month. Is there anything... Any terms here that are useful for us? No. Data transfers. Data transfers from Synca are currently not available. Huh. Alright, chapel. No loot today. Bedroom is fine. No items in here. I'd love to get some locked trunks. The library, but it wouldn't go anywhere. So we'll guess bedroom instead, just for the energy. Free gem. Den is good here. I really want library and then bookshop. How about this direction? Are you locked? You're not. Office ain't bad. So I wanted to look at my list here. So we used March of the Count. Flight of the Queen. Should make notes of these. Okay. So Flight of the Queen. We used March of the Count. Fall of the Lord. Passing of the Barons. And then Herrings or Hearings of the Major. So, Flight of the Queen, I believe, is referring to... Where's my people's list? I believe is referring to J.R. Yenna. Fall of the Lord would refer to William Epson. Passing of the Barons is either passing from Tomas Sinclair to Edwin Sinclair, or Edwin Sinclair to Herbert Sinclair. And then Herrings or Hearings of the Major has to do with Major Nicholas Key IV. Although that could be a red herring. But I have 4 safes remaining, and there are 4 references to potential dates here. So, good to know. Let's go ahead and... There's no reason to spread gold right now. I'm gonna come back up through here, presumably, so... Commissary. Got... It's like gems. Magnifying glass I probably want. Shovel's good. Just buy those. And we'll buy a set of gems. Gems are almost always useful. Hearings of the Major does make me think of the music room, because Major Key. Oh! The Prism Key. If you unlock a door with the Prism Key in a green room, hallway, bedroom, red room, or shop, you will draw floor plans of that same color. That could be good for guaranteeing furnace. If I draw from a red room, I can use the Prism Key. That's good. That's really good. We should go corridor. And then West Wing Hall, I think, would be the best possible pull here. There it is. Workshop is good. Let's make workshop standard instead of unusual. I don't see it very often. Take a battery pack. And I have the wrench, which might be part of some contraptions. Oh, no, it's not. It's definitively not. Right, this is... Battery pack, shovel, battery pack, shovel, metal detector is jackhammer. Looks like battery pack, sledgehammer, plus something else is something, which I haven't seen. So that's good to know. Her ladyship's chamber is not bad. It's his coin purse. Still can't open her ladyship's diary. Raja's symbol here is marked in purple and orange. I believe we had a Raja as violet. Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, but it's got the triangles. The triangles... What do the triangles represent? Orange. I guess the triangles are orange. Huh. And a little dot, I don't think tells us anything. It's gotta be a special... One of the major keys is that. Because, like, that's gotta have some important dates in it, hey? I don't know how many stars are in this, and I don't care to count. But I think that's our special constellation. It might unlock something special if we activate it. This is our current only out. We will parlor. And if I can connect to foundation, then we can get our boat back. The blue box has 2 false statements. The box with 2 true statements has the gems. Okay, can blue be fully false? The white box has a true statement. The black box has a true statement. That could be fully false. 2 true statements has the gems, maybe. The black box has a false statement. The gems are not in the box with 2 false statements. Oh, this one's trickier. This one I don't have a great jumping on point. So one of them has to be fully true and one has to be fully false. You can't be fully true. If you were fully true, then there wouldn't be a fully false box. Can you be fully true? Yes, can you be fully true? If you're fully true, then you are fully false. So let's try that. You are fully true. That puts the gems here. You are fully false. You can't be fully true or fully false. Because if you're fully false, then there's no true box. So you are either one of these is fully true and one is fully false. If you are fully true, this is fully false, which is not allowed. So you are not fully true. So you are fully true. And you are fully false. Which means that the gems are here. Easy peasy. Spare bedroom gets us into foundation. And gets us a rabbit's foot. Nice. I do have shovel. Get another key. Okay, good. I was just like, please tell me it's not a keycard door. Alright. Do some more drafting and then we'll take our passageway's perfect here. Okay, we got 1 keycard door. Kennel's good. We have the shovel, so... Dougie? Dougie? Dougie! Hi, Dougie. Still have this cat message. No, I haven't seen any... There's no hidden words or anything. Worthless old shoe, but it guarantees this is unlocked. Frankly, I think lavatory's fine here. No items, but pulls a dead end out of the pool. We'll use a regular key. Yeesh. We are redrawing. Boiler room. We'll set it to standard. Boiler room is really useful. Mechanarium gets us... How many do we have? Workshop. Boiler room. Security. Yeah, we have enough that I think Mechanarium's useful. Unusual is perfect for Mechanarium. I would never dream of changing it. He's locked. You're not locked. Silver key. You'd love to see it. That is the exit. This is where the antechamber levers are. The backups. Okay. So Mechanarium... has levers. At least one. At least the west lever. That is huge. Let's get to the west wing. Okay, these are both locked. Let's check out the other way out of boiler room first. Oh, other way. They're also locked. Not huge on that. Cloister of Vea is very good with our shovels, because we can guarantee that all these are unlocked doors, and we can potentially get a billion dig spots. Cool turnip. Useless pebbles. Cool key. Cool cash. I do still want to get library and bookshop, if we can. Start drafting back towards the south. Great Hall is good. Reading Nook guarantees us library. At least be a good orientation for library. Not great. Does Reading Nook have a fireplace? No, it does not. Oh, I can smash this open. Give me a star. And a bunch of fucking keys. That's huge. Bookshop, 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 bookshop. Please, bookshop. Yes, bookshop! Okay, we can buy our books. Excellent. We get a treasure map as well. It is 6th rank Eastern, which is the Reading Nook. Alright. We're going to check out the Curse of Blackbridge. Oh, Reading Nook is... I saw that little treasure map peek out. There it is. Break up those floorboards. Give me the coffers. Okay, so Bookshop is officially useless. We officially have no reason to draft Bookshop ever again. 8 gems. That's actually way better than if it was money. That said, unless Bookshop gains some new inventory or something for buying it out. This is the other thing. So New Clue was her last book that was released post-disappearance. Alright, we need something with a lot of exits here. Drawing room's not... Actually, we have exits from Mechanarium, so we don't have to. We could foyer to make Great Hall better later. We have her ladyship, so boudoir would be good, but it cuts us off from the eastern wing. I think we drawing room. Yes, and the drawing room has a fireplace. I totally forgot about the Chamber of Aya, and now all these are unlocked. Get all this good stuff. We have 21 stars. Why is that showing up now? We get bonuses on these coins because of our coin purse. Extra key. Because I don't see a chest here. Here's the aquarium. Let's do that. I want this to be standard. Having power sources available is really good. So this was pointing to... There's like an X there. Or an arrow pointing under there. And then there was an X under the grill on the patio when the water level was down. So I don't know why... I'll take the broken lever. I'd love to get master bedroom here. I'm going to redraw. Servants' quarters. I'm spending my other redraw. Damn. No master bedroom. The study has a safe. We could maybe take a look at. And it's not 7/25, which was the date I had in mind. We have 1, 1, 2. Do 0725. 1105. 1105 is when Herbert named us his provisional heir. So that could be considered passing of barons. Uh, 0502. God, I don't have anything here. Having archive access is so important. I really want it. Okay. Check here. Trophy room is free. But let's redraw and see if we can get something useful, hey? Dining room. We'll just eat now. I don't need to save it. Yeah, okay. Back to the cloister. We'll go to the mechanarium. Not this way. Yeah, West Wing access. Why do I have books? Why am I holding all these books? Oh, it's because I can redraw with gems. It's the representation of the study. It's just weird. Not used to it. Get locker room maybe. Getting sauna wouldn't be too bad. Pump room, we could empty the aquarium actually. And then see if the clues are different, if they're the same. And we get to smash these open. This gets us 2 more stars. Our experiment is now over. Pump room actually is nothing. I think, because I don't think there's... Yeah, there's no ducts in Mechanarium as far as I can tell. Just use a regular key. Veranda's not bad. We have access to the one next to this because of Mechanarium, so I don't need to... We don't get another star because our experiment is already concluded. This is guaranteed to be unlocked. Oh, and we get metal detector. Observatory to get another star and activate all our stuff. Borealis. Diamondus Minor. Locker room. Try pump. Actually, we don't need power to the pump room, do we? So let's do pump room. Let's make it standard. Because it only shows up when we have the pool anyway. Where's my special toy? My special prize. Where's my special prize? There it is. Okay, so to drain the aquarium drains in here. And how about the pool? Pool also pulls from there. So we actually, that's awesome. We don't have to affect the reservoir at all. We go set the pool to draw water. Do we have... We don't have patio today. Okay, but we fully drained aquarium, so I can go look at... We have the energy. I can hook back to aquarium pretty easily. Let's go check aquarium right now before I draft anything, in case it's changed and there's different rooms that have the special stuff. Drawing room here. No, that's passageway. We want cloister, drawing room. And then aquarium. Yeah, it's still pointing, so this hasn't changed. It's an arrow pointing to the bottom drawer of the archives. There's an X under the grill. I don't see any other indicators. So, like, I just don't know what these are referring to. Because I've been to these rooms and there's nothing in these spots. Unless I need to have the aquarium and... Okay, this is still powered even though it's empty. So maybe I'll leave it like that. And we'll see if we get patio or archive. Maybe we can check it while it's drained. Mechanarium. May as well dark room. Well, I can redraw. I can redraw. I can redraw. I can redraw. We could try laundry room. Or I could redraw. Drafting studio would be good, actually. Let's drafting studio. So I could add more stuff. I could add in the 9th classroom. So this has a code. But 0725. About 1105. Those are my only guesses. What room is this? This is clearly a room that exists. It's got like a whiteboard or a drawing table. But like I don't have a desk in here like this does. So I don't think it's this room. I'm trying to think what the clue might be. December 28th. We can just try today. 12/28. We've already used today's date, haven't we? On the we'll add the new classroom. Because the answer to the shelter safe is today's date. All right, I think we head back to workshop to just see what we can make. And then we... Wait, actually, is there a date marked on here? November 7th is day 1. 11/07. It's not that. That could be passing of the parents because it's our first day of our situation. All right, I want to hit workshop, so we go boiler room, cloister. No, boiler room passageway. Foundation. Go this way. And we'll see what we can do in workshop, and then I'm going to go take my boat across to make sure that it doesn't get stuck again. That's jackhammer. Okay. Power hammer. That's detector shovel. So if I don't have anything else, I'll do power hammer. Just to see what it does. Lucky purse. Let's make lucky purse. Well, actually, power hammer requires 3 items, so it's going to be harder to make later. Actually, we can do both, can't we? They don't use any of the same items. Stronger sledgehammer that can also down... Brick walls! That's huge. That's huge. That's actually incredible. That we need that 100%. That solves several problems. Doubles all the money you find. Holy shit, lucky purse is huge. But this is how you get to the East Path. Oh, if only I had made the secret garden today. I actually want to go to Foundation, not here. The power hammer is incredible. That gives us access to a whole new area. That's a game changer. That is a 100% complete game changer. So broken lever, sledgehammer, and battery pack gets us power hammer. Because we're going to need to make that again. Because this has been bugging me for so long. Okay. We have a faster entrance. We have a faster way to reverse archives. That's massive. Which also means the boat fully doesn't matter anymore. We have direct access over here from the outside. So fuck the boat. I don't care that the boat's on this side. I will take it to the other side because I do want to look at some stuff on the other side, though, to see if there's any more weak brick walls. Okay. That's the tomb entrance. So that only shows up when we have the tomb. No weak brick walls there. Let me just check on the hallway to... Yeah. Hallway to the fountain entrance. There's nothing there. Oh my god, this power hammer is huge. It's so much. It's so good. Can't believe we have full access now. Is there... a weak wall back here? I don't see one. Don't see any there. Back there is not even brick. So I need to get the power hammer to the secret garden. That is absolutely massive. Let's take a look in... Just while we have the energy. I don't have anything I need to store, do I? No, I didn't pull out the bracelet today. Take a look in this tunnel, because this tunnel is still weirding me out that I don't have any... Doesn't seem to have a use. Oh, that's right. I was going to try maybe lighting those torches. If I got the... I have the metal detector and the magnifying glass. I could make that. I don't know why I didn't see that. I want to check the gem cavern. How many steps is it to workshop from entrance hall? Quite a few. I don't know if I'd make it. So let's check this first. I'm gonna check the gem mine, because I think I remember there being another exit that was blocked. But yeah, getting through here, that is very much Secret Garden. Break down that wall. No, there's not. It's just some discolored stone. Alright, let's go make our ignite-majig and see if we can't light those torches on this run. We may run out of energy, but... I wonder if it requires a battery pack. I don't think it does. If it does, then oh well, but... But we have a new book to read tomorrow. That's huge. Go this way. Yep, through the chapel. And the den. And then south here. Burning glass. Okay, and then the burning glass. What's the description of that again? Oh, I didn't pick it up. Can light candles and ignite fuses. The other thing I need to use the burning glass for is like a C or a horseshoe shape. I need to use the burning glass in the trading post. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it out there. My hope is I have just enough energy. It says specifically it lights candles, but... Maybe it works on torches. Because, like, this being nothing feels so strange. Everything else is something. Yeah, there we go. The tunnel! The complete manifest for all the excavation equipment has been rigorously checked and delivered to the upper branch. After tomorrow, the site will be sealed and all remaining hardware will be packed up and transported to the original access tunnel for long-term storage. It's unclear if they will also seal that tunnel after our crew has left, but I suspect they may want to keep ready access to the gear, especially now that they've begun operations in the East Mine. A month ago, I believe that the discovery of gemstones in that cavern was directly linked to the closure of this site, but now I'm not so sure. The Baron doesn't seem the type to value shiny baubles over history. Always draw a tunnel when drafting in this room. Huh. So tunnel just keeps going? Well, that's huge. That's another floor plan. Is there anywhere else with candles that I haven't lit? I think chess puzzle room might have candles. And that's within easy reach. So I think we do that. God, that's huge. And chess puzzle room. Chess puzzle room did not have candles. I was incorrect. Just see how far we can get. And if there's anything candle-like to be lit. We've already lit these, that's what opened it. This torch is already lit. We're out of energy. Ah, well. Architect's excavation site. Alright. I figure I'll give it... We'll do one more day, and then we'll see how we're feeling. But this might be my last run of today. 53. Alright, so I'd love to do classrooms. I would love to break down that wall in Secret Garden. What else would I love to do? Let's do shelter. Yeah, okay. I thought we still had one day of blessing, so I didn't want to do shrine. Let's grab the free gem, which I turned all the way around the wrong way to do. Let's log into the network. So that'll stay logged in for a month. Now, let's get drafting. Parlor. Starting with gems is always a good idea. Alright, the blue box has at least one true statement, the white box has at least one true statement. This can't be fully true, nor can it be fully false. So one of you is fully true, one is fully false. The gems are in a box with two statements, that is true. Or the gems aren't in a box with two statements, and the above is false. So this could be fully true or fully false. The gems are... So, okay, so you're true, then you're false. Which would work. If you're false, then you're true. Which puts the gems here. No, if you're false, if you're true, you're false, the gems are here. No, that means the gems aren't there, the gems are here. If you're false, then you're true, but the gems would have to be here. No, the gems wouldn't be in a box of true statements. So you can't be true. Because if you're true, you're false. No, fuck. No, that works. If you're false, the gems are not in the blue box. And they are in a box with 2 statements that puts them here. Hold on, I'm talking myself in circles. We know that this has to be 1 and 1. This has to be 1 true, 1 false. If you are true, the gems are here. You are false, which means the gems aren't in a box with 2 statements. So you can't be true. You must be false. You are true. The gems are over in the black box. There we go. I had it twisted in my head. I had to just undo my mental knot that I had worked myself into. We're gonna hold off on chapel. We're gonna do nursery. I'm holding off on chapel because I don't want to waste my shelter buff on a room that already doesn't have any bad effects for me. We'll storeroom. And give me a good one. Dan is a good one. 3 gem. The observatory. I would love some more branching. Clavis, Apple, Winds, Southern Cross, and the Slice. Alright, so we got 2 boxes in the front now. Here we go. Weight room is a perfect one to shelter. Let's draft down. Pantry is great. Tasty apple. Just guest bedroom here. Great to get a dead end out of the deck. We could patio, we could office. We can actually, darkroom is free because of shelter. We can take that gem. Laboratory gets us an experiment, which I like. And it buffs Mechanarium later. Yeah, we got 3 triggers on our last one, which is really good. Pause experiment? There are no experiments. Okay. I was confused why it was showing that to me. Redraft archived, add 1 gold to your allowance, gain a key gem die. I think key gem die is probably what we want here. And we'll do shop rooms because we already have a buff related to shop rooms. Because this is our last day of High Roller. Passageway is good. Yeah, let's just passageway. And then we'll draft on this rank. I like Great Hall. I'm a big fan of Great Hall. Let's see if we can't draft Foyer before we get in there. Or Drafting Studio. Don't have anything in my inventory, so we'll do Boudoir. That works with Nursery. Gets us 2 dice and gem. Alright. Spend a key. Patio. Drawing room. What's drawing room? That gives me more chances to get foyer. Master bedroom, finally! Literally my first time draft. Mora High Box. They're a popular fad in the early 30s among both the peerage and common crowds. These small mechanical puzzle boxes originated on the island Mora High as a children's game, but quickly gained popularity among seafarers who valued the compact boxes as both lockbox and entertainment on long voyages. Over time, the boxes spread from port to port and eventually found their way into the homes and hearts of every realm. A traditional Mora High box is distinguished by a lid featuring a 3x3 grid of white and gray tiles. Each white tile can be pressed like a button, which will change the color of that tile and the surrounding squares. The goal of each box is to find a way to make all four corner tiles into white squares. These simple rules evolved as the game spread across the world. Regional variations introduced new colors and mechanics, offering greater challenges and local flavor. While the fad may have ended, Mora High boxes still make for a memorable gift for both collectors and puzzle enthusiasts. So this is very traditional style. Puzzle doing. Oh, wait, hold on. This is the rainbow-shaped one. This is Mora High. So Mora High is white. That's huge. Wait, but it might be their naval. So I had them down as blue. I'm going to write white question mark next to it. Another allowance token. So if I needed any more money. I have a copy of Red Prince to my encouraging uncle who opened many doors for me. Ever grateful, Mary. Oh, I can't read that. I tried leaning in real close to it. We need to find, Oh, this is the thing that enables dare mode, I think. Controls for the Foundation elevator are located behind the Foundation wall. Yeah, I figured this out on my own. Controls can only be accessed by another room adjacent to the Foundation. Unclear if this is a security feature or flaw. Please advise. I never intended to finish writing this letter, but by now you must know the truth. God, okay, I need a magnifying glass and to come back here, because that is so crucial. So crucial with blue. So I can, at the very least, with 2 keys, I can guaranteed get into... Or actually, I should just draft this direction instead of getting into Foundation. Chapel's fantastic. Oh, that was the 3rd one. I could have gone with Archives. That would have been slightly better, and I wouldn't have suffered the negative effects. Hallway gets us a key, but it's really a bad direction. We can barely afford Cloister of Bea. I think we need the key from Hallway. Alright. Oh, I need a magnifying glass so fucking bad. Yeah, now we get Archives. Fuck it, I'll draft Archives. Why not? Just look at all of these and see if there's any interact prompts on any of these drawers. Yeah, I messed that up. I should have drafted those in the opposite order. These little keyholes, too. Okay, that's all of them. No loot today. We have Foundation access, at least. Let's get some West Wing access. Wait. Oh, I guess Chapel didn't count. Neat. That's good for me. Well, Commissary. So that also gets us our experiment. I haven't actually drafted any shops since then. Magnifying glass. There we go. Let me buy a set of gems as well. I have the cash. I'll just buy everything. Secret passage or redraw. Let's secret passage. And then I can get her ladyships if I want. Well, let's get a shop. In showroom. What do we have today? We have Moon Pendant, which is always good. Let's buy Moon Pendant. Just lets us save some of our items today. Spare bedroom. The nursery buff. Car keys. And then we can utility closet to turn on the garage door. Plus it powers up Mechanarium. Gym off, darkroom on, garage on. Alright. All the way back up. Doing fine on energy, so I don't feel the need to come back for the silver spoon. Master bedroom. Let's go through foundation to here, because the shape of this room... Okay, this is straight. I was hoping the shape of that room would tell me more. But that's actually the worst pattern for being able to tell from the other side. Got 4 dig spots today. Okay. So I love workshop and secret garden. I think that's the best combo I can get. I'm gonna hook back to master bedroom right now. That's locked. I'm out of keys as well. To go this way. And then Great Hall passageway. Boudoir, drawing room. And up to master bedroom. P.S. They made me change the ending of course as you predicted. So it was originally supposed to be a different ending. Wait, hold on. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. Because he's holding the book, so can I read the book? We have secrets. written in the book Does not appear so. Huh. So they made her change the ending. Interesting. And then there's no tiny writing on that. All right, so we'll go back to archives. And hope that this door isn't locked. It's locked. We'll go to the foundation. And this is a keycard door, isn't it? Fuck. Okay, well, we need a key. I can't afford the master key. I don't even know if it's there. Commissary only sells gems. I think we are effed. Yeah. So I'll do one more. Our allowance is 28. That's crazy. Check this real quick. Make sure it's not urgent. It is not. Okay. Just got a notification. Wanted to make sure it was nothing important. It's not. I would love... What do we keep? Car keys and the moon pendant. Incredible. I love keeping the moon pendant because it means we get to keep more shit tomorrow. Okay. Schoolhouse time. We get all 9 classrooms. Okay, if we can pick up the emerald bracelet, we can get coat check early. We are swimming in opportunity. We'll take storeroom. Let's get a dead end out of the pool early. Get us an extra gem in case it takes us a bit to find what we need. Free apple. Library's very good. Curse of Blackbridge by Redford Ewing. The legend of Blackbridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm. Versions of this tale have been passed down with generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I've heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Does this have a... Okay, it does not have a publish date. Part 1, The Berry Picker from Auris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst, and for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and his parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take any easy road out. An easy and well-traveled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentry lands where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation, and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known only as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. On one such occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jesper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worry of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that, even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pain. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates, who, upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket, and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. A carriage! A carriage is approaching! The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept toward the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment before the sound's source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by 2 beautiful white horses and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. "You, boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death, coming around the bend of my own drive and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not be any face." Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. I was picking berries." Jesper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expressions on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the Unholy Hounds picking berries seemed farcical. The softened expression even made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." Jesper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. "I know, and what luck I found them. I've only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me 4-fold the time back home to procure this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jesper replied with a scripted response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods." "My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning." It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jesper had traveled, and while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. "Sir, I have traveled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there's no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for such a prize as these. Surely you've tasted them for yourself." Jesper felt happier with this response, as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. "In my youth often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far. And even then, my father would always drive us here in our carriage, so I'm ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward." It was Jesper's time to smile. "Then let my efforts reward us both today." He raised the basket even higher. "A taste in memory of your youth, sir." The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket, and at the moment his fingers touched the first berry, the dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jesper caught the man's startled eyes. "And for that taste, I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth." The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he'd ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jesper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. "Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause. Though I will admit, the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me." Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jesper pivoted to search the seat under him. "Why have you no purse upon your person?" The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing toward the carriage door behind him. Jesper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn softly. "There's a lockbox in the carriage." "Well, come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands, a concession I assure you of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat." The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jesper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree, where he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jesper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jesper had seen on this man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold, dark eyes displaying no emotion. "I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you're showing me?" Jesper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it, secured the final bindings, and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. "If there's no lockbox, there will be no clemency." Inside, the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed the passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jesper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a liveried servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box hinted that the box was very old, and likely not created by Arindian hands. It reminded him of artifacts from the Old World, and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock, and would not open easily without a key. Jesper looked over to see the driver quietly observing him from his indentured position. "Do you perhaps have a key you can provide me to open this box?" Without emotion, the driver replied, "There is no key to that box." Jesper stood up. Easy enough, then. He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. If there was ever a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed, given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile had once again returned. "You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which should never have been opened, and you are cursed." Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. "What is it?" "That's one." Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. "One what, you mumbling agentor? And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person?" The man did not seem intimidated. "One pace." He paused for effect. 12 more, and you will be dead." He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Oh, that... Get it, because it's like how they describe the box. Get it? Oh, that's great. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure, now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had, of course, heard stories of curses and had never doubted their validity in the past, but now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe more given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do? To be discovered here, beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No, it would most certainly be better to face one's fate now, take a dozen paces and see if life goes on. But Jesper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about him for a solution. And if, by some stroke of luck, the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him, as if he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him, the answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4. Perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance. And so, after a profound breath, he took his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox, whose typical function oft secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud, to the horses, seemingly, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. Part 2. Below the Black Bridge. The rest of the stream is going to be reading this book. Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such an ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness, but did not say a word. He nudged her again, teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to adjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered. She was on 3rd watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wits, Miller turned as she left, waving to her young friend, who was more than likely already asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful not to wake the sleeping bandits around her. Like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to assess how many arrows it held. She then walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her, in one of the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. She waved, and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered a braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and she saw a pail of water resting beside a nearby log. She turned back to Ravia, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and in turn, Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post, a necessary concession for the concealment the outpost demanded. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she'd been. Miller laughed silently as water poured out, splashing onto Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalize the silence of the morning. They had been on third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time, their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy never. From their elevated vantage, the girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern as well as a clear view of the bridge that spanned across the canyon. Blackbridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains, the overpass that connected Oris and Reddington. To the city-faring travelers of the realm, the bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure that travelers passed by without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure that they do. Like most of her band, Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhands and bricklayers, but to a cavern-housed bandit it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day there was no shroud to conceal her expressions, nor to hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. Ravia touched her elbow and pointed up. Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, subtly shook her head in response. There were many signs that the unholy hounds used in lieu of words, but the two of them had developed an extended vocabulary. Gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their month among the branches. She watched as Ravia shifted, placing her palms flat on the floorboards beneath them. Miller knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravia rolled her eyes and turned away, looking back into the canyon. Squinting through the leaves, the two girls held still, watching and listening. It was not long until Miller, too, heard the sounds of approach. Ravia held up two bent fingers, and a few moments later, two men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were dressed in a familiar uniform, long gray coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol, the Blackguard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at Blackbridge wasn't an unusual sight. It typically indicated an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge, information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders as soon as the coast was clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years in the Unholy Hounds, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Blackguard was nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Ravia's eyes met Miller's, the same concern mirrored in each other's expression. This did not sound like the typical carriage, cautiously approaching the bridge to cross. Instead of the familiar crunch of the highroad's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoofbeats against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downwards, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the highroad, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had knocked her arrow and drawn her bow. Go! Ravia was gone before the whisper had even left Miller's mouth. The young scout was already sliding down the bank below, racing toward the cave. There was no road that ran below the canyon. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. There was only one reasonable conclusion, and both girls had reached it instantly. The base had been compromised. This was a Blackguard attack. No, it's your friend Jesper! The moment the horses came into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She had expected cavalry. Before she even finished processing that thought, her second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for a carriage to traverse such rough terrain, yet she watched as the wheels jolted over the rocky riverbed. A third arrow was now in flight, and there would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered the front two wheels and catapulted the driver from his seat. Utterly confused now, Miller quickly glanced over her shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the unholy hounds came spilling forth from the earth as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered than Miller, half asleep and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage an unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Ravia among their number, the only one looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a silent gesture to convey what they both now realized. They had made a mistake. The gang's chieftain, Jeffrey Heartslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged as the group crept forward in customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay the far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him, a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. Miller was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favorite. He had always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the hems of her every move, the way a child tails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she had always called him, but deep down she had known that wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. He had been a flower among the nettles of this cave, but he still had thorns, honed by a grim past and 100 hands of misfortune. They buried him in the darkness in the back of one of the larger cavern rooms. He was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking neighboring plots. No one spoke, not even in whispers. There was nothing to say. Okay, we've got a little Arinda Ares marker here in this little illustration. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her. But even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder, and intense voices could be heard ahead, louder speech than she had ever heard spoken in the canyon. A growing dread grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave, her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness, pulling at her. It was Ravia. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravia placed 2 bent fingers against Miller's cheek, and with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. 2 bent fingers confirmed what Miller had suspected. The girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began. Blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Fodrick Lee of the Blackguard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed entrance of the cave. Ah, he grinned. Now they speak. Well, that's fucked. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a curse, all right. All right. All of these suck. So we're going to classroom, and then we'll draft from foundation. My apple. God, I'm so excited that we get to actually do real foundation drafting, and we don't even have to worry about the stupid boat anymore. I don't have a key card. I don't have a key card. Fuck. I need a key card. Oh, well, at least by default, we're keeping the car keys and moon pendant till tomorrow, because those are the only 2 items I have. Wait, not yet. I wanted to try something in the, computers room. I wanted to try Jones S and Jones M. Okay. And then Rand M? Not found. Okay. Not found. About JRE. Yeah. How long can these be? 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. It's the longest. Okay. I figured I'd try those. Let me actually try... let's get on via Tom K. Network settings. 3 additional delisted admin keys. Because I thought it said that this was supposed to be able to access terminals remotely. Unless maybe, because all those are off. So maybe there's one I have to turn on. From the other side, maybe? Which I'm pretty sure I get to by using the power hammer. Okay, let's call it a day. I gotta run one more. We got cut off so early. I have to run another one. I mean, I know that despite not drafting a lot, I did read a whole book, but the other thing is it could be like Jepsen or Rania. Or I don't know who the leader was. Miller. I don't remember the leader's name. That was foolish of me. Let's trading post, because I now know that I can ignite the dynamite fuse. Does this also have a busted wall? No, just the dynamite, which will presumably explode that wall. It also has a dig spot. Good to know. Okay, I'm going to focus on getting access to workshop, and then secret garden access or lighting the dynamite. So we're going to try and get workshop as soon as possible. Let's run home away. The key early. We will guest bedroom. The dead end in the corner. Free gem as well. Storeroom. I'm just trying to get any items checks. Corridor. Like, if I can pull attic, we are golden. Commissary is good. Commissary might have half the things. They have shovel, which is useful. Not for crafting, but for getting stuff. We will pantry. Parlor is good. Do a quick puzzle. And we get magnifying glass. That is half of what we need to light the dynamite. Shovel also could be traded, maybe. The box with the most words does not have gems. Both statements written on the other boxes are false. There is only one true box. If you are true, you must also be true, which doesn't work. So you must be false. There's only one true box, could be true. The box with the most words does not have gems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the box with the most words. So you are false. If you are true, then you must be false. Which means the box with the most words does have gems, which puts them here. If you are false, you can't be false, because this is definitely false. So you must be true, which means most words has the gems. It's 10. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the gems are here in the box with the most words. Alright, that one was not so hard. Chapel's great. Gives us cash to spend on items. We run walk-in closet to try and get as many items as possible. Okay. Just keys. And a gem. Not bad. Spare bedroom. Some cash. Drawing room is good. No loot, it seems. Library is good, because we want to check out her last book. We'll check out a new clue. Is there any... Oh, there's a... I got beads. Get some free gems. Okay. I think we hook back to hallway. Attic would go so hard here. You don't even know. Dining room's okay. Cloister's good. We have the shovel, so Cloister's extra good. Cool. Another key. Turn up for what? Only 2 dig spots here today. Hallway closet. Just in case. It's compass and key, unfortunate. I was really hoping we'd get metal detector. We want workshop for sure. And it comes with a battery pack, which we need for the power hammer. What does power hammer need again? It's battery pack, sledgehammer, and what? Electromagnet. What? What is electromagnet? Okay, well that's something to look into. Oh, the library has a list. I should have looked at the list in the library. Tunnel. This is new. So I want to check it out, and I think it'll have cool shit. Okay. Just gonna do tunnel again? Is it gonna be the exact same? Guess it's the exact same. What is tunnel for? What do you do? Up observatory. Is it just a guaranteed straight? 26 stars. Good apples, a key, and some diamonds. Passageway, I think we gotta run with. It's just too good to pass up. It's his foundation access, which has 1, 2 dig spots. Okay, we don't have a key card, so we can't go south. Everything looks nice for the key. We just won't draft library. It's not really a reason to draft a second library. Den is good. Den is really good here. Compass might fuck us here. Courtyard is good. Sledgehammer! There it is. Alright, now, we don't have key to the secret garden, which is frustrating, because I want that, so we can get to the secret garden. So I would like to draft, like, music room. I haven't done Rumpus Room in a while. Let's get a vision. I have so much fucking money. Hello, Alzara. I'd like a vision, please.
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara.
Hi, Alzara.
And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Yes, please. Ooh, angels.
Faintly in the mist, I see a figure. A statue cradled in a courtyard of sentinel stone.
Oh, it's got the Fenairies symbol on it.
Find yourself one day wandering these paths,
This has got to be the east path.
walking in the footsteps of the past,
The station!
Searching for a shadow that will never be cast.
The station, there's a key there. There's a sanctum key.
For the day to end. The hours to pass.
This has to be along the East Drive.
What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
Okay. That's huge. So I'm thinking we go down towards the drawing room and we try and pull our secret garden key. I'll do this just to connect up so I can look at my recipes. The records. I need broken lever. That's what I need. So we need metal detector and broken lever to be able to make my 2 inventions. Okay. We'll draft from Darkroom. Let me just double check. I believe attic costs 2 gems. 3 gems. Okay, so if we can get... If the one of them is worth 3 gems, we spend the 3 gems. No. Boudoir, I'll take. I love rerolls. No free gem. Alright, so let's draft from den and passageway. I'm gonna leave the extra courtyard door open, because if I get the secret garden key, I can use that from that location. Assuming it's locked. Which I really hope it is. You're locked. So we'll go to passageway. Oh, my energy's a little light on energy. We redraw. Can we get dining room, please? For security. We have the cash. We can spend on something in showroom. They might have something good. Silver spoon. And chronograph, why not? We already have the moon pendant. Okay. Draw. Maybe we freezer and then go for furnace. Don't have any. Oh, sauna would also be good next to freezer, because sauna counts. Let's do freezer. And it freezes my accounts anyway, so I may as well come in here. Because this is what I need to thaw. There's a letter in here. There's a special key. That might be the prism key? It's hard to tell. And then there's extra loot as well. Okay. Kind of screwed myself with those tunnels, but... Music room. Please have key to the secret car. I can't spend! No! I can't spend! Fuck! I fucked myself with freezer. Fuck it. We'll do mailroom. Someone may as well benefit. Should be me tomorrow. We already have a tomorrow room, so we'll clock tower. I can't spend! I can't buy clock tower! Of course, I can't buy clock tower. Why would I be able to buy clock tower? All my shit is frozen. It sucks. And there's fucking attic, which I would have loved. I mean, I can't do anything else. I have to do code check. I'm not gonna claim my thing now. We can trading post. We can still make progress today. We can trading post to get metal detector. And then we metal detector to workshop to make our burning gun. And then the burning gun can blow up the dynamite in the trading post. And then it's fine. Please tell me I'm gonna have enough energy to do this. I don't think I am. I don't know, it's not so far. Workshop is 4 steps into the house, so it'll be 8 total. We have running shoes. I think we might be able to just make it. If we can get it here. 2 ivory dice. That gets us metal detector. Don't need shovel. Okay, this is lateral. Alright, moon pendant for metal detector. It's not a good trade. I can't dig that anymore. I don't have a shovel. But it will let us do this. And because we have running shoes, I think we're saving almost all the energy we would spend running around outside. So it's going to take us 8 to walk to workshop, which is hallway, cloister, workshop. We make Burninator. We take Burninator. Remember not to fucking leave it. Let's see if there's anything else we can do. Just while we're here. No. Okay. Go back out. We're going to blow up some dynamite. Shout out running shoes. Seriously saving me here. Okay, good. It's making me run away. That was an interesting animation. Okay. An upgrade disc. Christoph, here's the rest of your share, 40 gold, from the moonshine shipment we made last week. This may be the last batch for quite some time, as I feel it's no longer worth the risk, especially given Anne's continually increasing suspicion. But I do need to ask another small favor of you. Next week, when you take the Baron to town, if you can fabricate some excuse to delay your return by an hour or two, I've been much beholden to you, Denny Ravane. Okay, so they were moonshining in here. Do I have anywhere I can use this upgrade disc? I don't think I have any computers. No, I do not. No computers whatsoever. Wait, I do have a pewter. You're goddamn right I have a pewter. I can spend it in Blackbridge. Oh, thank God. I was worried I wouldn't be able to spend that upgrade disc. If it doesn't let me spend it in Blackbridge, then this game is rigged. Thank you. Guest bedroom. Guest bedroom. A hidden effect of a random bedroom in your draft pool. Quest bedroom. If you enter antechamber today, add 2 coins to your allowance. Or Geist bedroom. If you have the tomb on the estate today, given an additional 4 dice. It's 2 dice plus 4 dice if you have tomb. Holy shit, that's huge. Ooh, but the plus 10 energy only affects the quest bedroom. I like the dice. I think I will pick it more if I have dice. Let's do the Geist bedroom. Okay. All right. Let's call it there. And we're gonna call it there for stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. I apologize for the little blip. I believe it was on Twitch's end, because I was still connected to the internet and everything. But if there was anything that was cut out from the stream, it will be in the VOD, because I'm recording that locally. So I'll get that posted shortly. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Let's see who we can raid. Let me take a look inside my little book. Who's live? Are you live? Ooh, let's see. Let me see if it will let me raid this person. Yes, let's go raid Noir, who's streaming No I'm Not a Human, fellow V Chunky member. So I'll send you all over there. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out. I will see you maybe tomorrow? But definitely Monday. Wait, Monday's gonna be weird. Keep an eye on my blue sky. I'll get my schedule posted. Bye, everyone.